Alright, let's go ahead and get started. This is the lesson 2, planning genetics problems. The first question deals with codominance, and this is what it says. It says 3 alleles, IA, IB, and I are responsible for the ABO locus. 2 alleles, large R, a dominant allele producing RH plus, and little r, a recessive allele for Rh minus, are found at the Rh locus, and codominant alleles M and N occur at the MN locus. Each gene is autosomal. So for the first problem, or for the first part of question 1, it says that we're told that a child with O blood, Rh minus, and M is born to a woman with O blood, Rh minus, and Mn, and a man with A blood, Rh plus, and M. It asks us to find, I believe, the genotype for the child and the genotype for both of the parents. Since the child has O blood, that's a recessive trait, meaning both alleles have to be the little I. The Rh minus is again recessive, so both little r's. And since it says M, that being a codominant, we know that both of them have to be M, so it's and MM. Then the woman and the man, the woman starting first, is gonna have both little i's, both little r's, and then the MN alleles for that. And then the father is going to be the A blood allele, the little I, and then a big R, little r, and then both M's for that allele. Question B asks what proportion of children are born to a man with the genotype IA, IB, and then a heterozygous R, then a MN, and a woman who is IA, heterozygous R, NN, will have blood types B, Rh minus, and Mn. So just looking at this real quickly, we know that well, actually, I went ahead and I made little Punnett squares for this. So I took out the I's and I made a Punnett square for the blood type, then the R's, and then the MN's. I'll show it real quick. So you can see, oops, right there. Now I found there's a quarter chance for her to have B-type blood, a quarter chance to have the Rh minus phenotype, and then half the chance to have the MN phenotype. I don't even know what MN is, but that comes out to a 1/32nd chance to having B-type blood, Rh minus, and MN. Question C asks what proportion of children are born to a man with genotype IBI, heterozygous R, and MN, and a woman who is IAI, heterozygous R, MN, will have blood types A, Rh plus, and M. So I did the same things, I wrote it out in the Punnett squares, found out that there's a quarter chance of her having A-type blood, 3/4 of a chance of having Rh plus, and then a quarter chance of having MN. That comes out to a 3/64th chance that she'll fit that criteria. And then D asks, a man with blood types B, Rh plus, and N says he cannot be the father of a child with blood types O, Rh minus, and Mn. The mother of the child has blood types A, Rh plus, and Mn. Is this man correct? No, he's not. It could work. So what I did is I wrote down a possible, or point to it, I wrote down a possible genotype. Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. Working backwards. There's my possible genotype. And then I just went through and I ran the numbers. And it is possible to have O-type blood, Rh minus, and Mn as a blood type. And if I do, the way I found it, the genotype that I found that there's a 1/32 chance. It doesn't ask that, but I mean, I just went ahead and proved that it could happen. Alright, question 2. Question 2 dealt with, struggling at remembering what it's called. But it goes ahead and it gives us information about the two. I'll read it because I've just got notes. It says a walnut comb is produced when both genes involved contain at least one dominant allele. A rose comb is produced when at least one R allele is present, capital R, so the dominant R allele is present, while the second gene contains two recessive alleles. The P comb is produced when the first gene contains two recessive alleles, while the second gene contains at least one P allele, capital P allele, dominant allele. If an individual is homozygous recessive for both genes, a single comb is produced. So this is what it looks like again. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I'll figure this out by the end of the semester. So that's my little table on the side. That's my little table. So for A, it says it gives us phenotypic ratios, I guess. A asks for one walnut, one rose, one pea, and one single. Which I found that to be, so for the one of the, I guess, parents is going to be heterozygous for R, heterozygous for P, and the other parent is going to be homozygous recessive for all of them, and that comes out with the quarter chance for all of those. That fits the criteria. Walnut, rose, P, and single all have the same chance, which is what it asks for. B is asking for 3 rows and 1 single, and I found that to be that one parent has heterozygous R and then homozygous P recessive, or homozygous P recessive, and the other parent is going to be heterozygous for R and again homozygous P recessive, and that'll give us the ratios we're looking for. C asks for 1 rose and 1 single, so we're looking for halves, or a 50-50% chance for both of those. And I found that to be one parent is going to be heterozygous for R, homozygous P recessive, and the other parent is going to be homozygous recessive for both R and P alleles. D is asking for 3 walnuts and 1 rose. That is, one parent's going to be homozygous dominant R and heterozygous P. The other parent is going to be homozygous R dominant. My bad. Let me just repeat that. One parent's going to be homozygous dominant R, heterozygous P, and the other parent's going to be homozygous R dominant, heterozygous P. There we go. Okay. Question 3, it tells us the Palomino horses have a golden yellow coat, chestnut horses have a brown coat, and Cremello horses have a coat that is almost white. Then it gives us a bunch of crosses and then the ratios. Part A asks us to explain the inheritance of these coat color phenotypes in horses. You know, to be honest, I was kind of confused with this problem, so I hope I did it right. But I found that the Palomino is going to be a more dominant trait than the chestnut, and the chestnut's going to be more dominant than the Cremello. And I hope that's what they're talking about, phenotype. And then the genotypes for Palomino, chestnut, and Cremello, if I did that, I'd do it for genotypes. I said that P was going to be Palomino, then P superscript CH is going to be chestnut, and then Cremello is going to be P superscript CR. I said P is greater than PCH superscript CH, which is greater than P superscript CR. I hope that's what they were looking for that answer or question. Question 4, it says fill in the blanks. I've got it right here. Alright, part A says the enzyme encoded by the A blood genotype and the IB allele is called, and I believe that's a glycosyl transferase. That's what I found. If a person has type B blood, this enzyme adds the sugar. Oh, I just realized something. I'm sorry, I'm unprepared. Okay, if it has type B, I didn't see this, but it attaches to galactose to the surface. Sugars on red blood cells. I was confused going through that problem as well. Alright, part B. I said overdominance or heterozygote advantage is a genetic phenomenon where heterozygotes have a reproductive advantage over two homozygote classes. In the reading, it showed us what's it called? Sickle cell anemia. That was the example they gave. Okay, part C. Incomplete dominance is a genetic phenomenon in which the individual does not express the phenotype specified by their genotype. Part D. I think it's saying I'm running low on space, so I'll do this quick. D. Epitasis is a genetic phenomenon where the alleles of one gene mask the phenotypic effects of the alleles of the second gene. E. Okay, PKU, or it's phenylketonuria. That's the disease in humans, which can be alleviated by modifying one's diet. F. The 2:1 phenotype ratio for a monohybrid cross with the Manx trait suggests it's a lethal allele because, I mean, one of them dies. So, and that's how you have a 2:1 instead of a 3:1 or 1:1 ratio because one of them dies. Okay, G. This is talking about the shell coiling, which is forget the term they use, but it's maternal effect. So the genes are passed from the mother because I can't remember. It goes to like the organelles or something. The basic point is it's based off of whatever the mother has. So when it gives us our things, in G it says that 30% of females have the homozygous D dominant alleles, and then 30% are the heterozygous Ds, and 40% are the homozygous recessive Ds. It doesn't matter what the males have, according to what I've read. So 60% of them are either going to be heterozygous D or homozygous dominant D, meaning that they're going to be 60% are going to be dextral and 40% are going to be synstral. The next problem is the same thing. 40% are going to be green, 60% are going to be white. It's that simple. Alright, great. 5. Question 5. I'm almost done. In guinea pigs, coat color is influenced by one gene with 4 different alleles: black, sepia, cream, and white. These alleles show complete dominance in the order black is greater than sepia, which is greater than cream, which is greater than white. Great. So I did the same kind of thing with this one as I did with question 3. So I said B is going to equal B. This is going from phenotypes to genotypes. S is going to be B superscript S. C is going to be C, or B superscript C, and W is going to be B superscript W. What I did is I made Punnett squares to prove everything. I'm going over time right now, so I'm trying to be real quick. But there's all my work. but it asks for the genotypes. So it gives us the offsprings, the ratios of the offsprings, and we're supposed to come up with the genotypes and the phenotypes of the parents. A is going to be B superscript S, and the other parent is going to be B superscript S, B superscript S. Both of the parents are going to be black because the B allele is going to be dominant. For question B, one parent's genotype is going to be B superscript S, B superscript C. The other parent is going to be B superscript S, B superscript C. And both of those parents are going to show the sepia coat color pigment. Question C, one parent is going to be B superscript W, and the other parent is going to be B superscript S, B superscript W. One parent is going to be black, and the other parent is going to be sepia. And finally, D, one parent is going to show B superscript W, and the other parent is going to be B superscript W. And both parents are going to be black. Well, I hope that is up to specifications, and I hope I didn't put you to sleep. Till next week.